home. It's my home. Born and raised, 1951, and Hawaii was beautiful back then. I hear in the 50s it was when it was at its best, and so I was so lucky to have been a child and been in all this beauty. You get to want to see the world. And so I had a folk singing band, and we did very well. And I had a teacher. He was the band and orchestra teacher. He was from Britain, and he loved my voice, so he had me go in a studio and tape it. He went to England for what we used to call Easter vacation, and he played the tape to an agent out there, and the man said, bring her over, you know, when she graduates, we'll make her a star. And so he told me this, and I was all gung-ho, but I have one problem, and that is I didn't go to school. School and me, we just didn't, you know. So he got all my teachers together, and they said, okay, because he said, if she stays here, she's going to be a drug addict, she's going to get pregnant, and we'll lose this wonderful talent, and that's it. So please, please. So they all gave me D's, which is a poor grade, but nevertheless, it's not failing. And so 2 weeks later, I was gone, and in London, barefoot, I went down to Piccadilly Circus, and I busked, and this kid comes along, and he says, where's your hat? And I said, why? He said, put your hat down. So he puts his hat down, and all the shillings start to go into this hat, you know. And so I went, wow, you can actually make some money, you know. Made a little money, got our little goodies, and I did that for a while.
Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been waiting so long. Somebody holds the key.
And then Peter Wilcox was the name of my teacher. He found a financier family for me to live with. So I lived there, and they took me to this great restaurant called Iso's, which is a Jewish restaurant. And I was sitting there eating, and this woman was sitting at this table all to herself, and she said, bring that girl over to me. And so I was brought to her, and she said, you're very interesting, but you walk like a duck. So she taught me how to walk. She put me in pretty clothes, and she kind of groomed me, and she became my manager. And so she was taking me around to Ronnie Scott's club, which was a jazz club, and, you know, different places, and I would audition, and they said, she's great, but she doesn't fit, you know. And so she took me to this club called the Pheasantry on Kings Road and got me the gig. And so I got to play 10 minutes in between the main acts. One night, the boss, the owner, came up and he said, he hasn't come, meaning the main act. He said, I don't know where he is. Well, you have to go on for him. You just play everything you know, everything you know. So I whipped out my guitar and I played all my stuff, and I was very happy with it. And as I walked off, this man comes running up to me, and he just completely looks crazed. His hair's all messed up, and he comes up to me and he goes, you're my Mary Magdalene! You're my Mary Magdalene! And I shook up, because I don't know who that is, you know. He said, I've written this thing called Jesus Christ Superstar, and you'd be perfect for Mary Magdalene. And he said, would you like to record this piece? And as soon as I heard record, I was interested.
I don't know how to love him, what to do, how to move him.
I thought, what a beautiful song. But a mother's not going to sing this song to her son, you know? Because I thought Mary Magdalene was Jesus' mother. Because Mary, Joseph, Jesus, that's all I knew as far as religion. He said, oh, no, this is the whore. And I thought, the whore? I thought, wow, that's a bit more interesting.
I don't know how to take this.
They offered me 100 pounds. They spread 5 20-pound notes on the desk, or they said, you can have this, or you can have half of 1%, which didn't sound like very much. You know, when I was bad at math, right? So she said, let's take the money. And so I said, well, we'll take the money. And we went out and bought a case of wine, Mateos wine, and a bunch of steaks. We had a party. And we thought we made out like bandits. We thought we really did good, you know. And then it sold 12 million copies in America.
Should I bring him down? Should I scream and shout? Should I speak of love? Let my feelings out. I never thought I'd come to this. What's it
really had it up to here with Jesus Christ Superstar. I was asked to go to the hospital and hold people's hands, and that's a heavy gig, you know. I didn't want that responsibility. And so I started to kind of break away a little bit, and I had these writers write about gluttony, lesbianism, murder. I had them write about all things that were bad, you know, because I wanted to just purge myself, I suppose.
Come down on your own and leave your money at home. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been waiting all these years. Somebody holds the key.
Then my husband at the time became the president of RSO Records. RSO was a very new company. They only had 4 artists. I was one of them. The Bee Gees were another one. It was another artist. Eric Clapton was the other one. And then they signed a new band called Player. And so we were the only 4. And when Eric came out of hibernation, he came to Miami, and Robert Stigwood asked Bill, my husband, to go down and say hello to Eric, being the president of the company. So Bill said, "Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yeah." And when we went into the studio, he said, "You sing, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah." You know, so he said, "I need some help on this one song, I Shot the Sheriff." So I put my vocals on, and he liked it. After that, he kind of liked it. And then he liked me on another song, and then he wrote a song. We wrote a song together, and then we kind of got together. And then, you know, Bill understood later on. He said I would have done the same thing.
But I did not shoot no deputy. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot no deputy.
I don't remember a lot of it because it was crazy days, a lot of drinking, and, you know, they tell me stories about myself, but I don't know whether I should believe them because I don't remember. But drugs, you know, cocaine was kind of part and parcel, kind of went hand in hand. If you didn't imbibe, it was, you know, you're kind of like, what's the matter with her? Or it was definitely scripted into being part of rock and roll. Yeah. But then I slowed down, you know. But he was a hard one to slow down around because he was 24/7. You know, and you had to keep up with him.